China's trade figures continue to fall by the end of July. Data from the Ministry of Commerce shows that from January to July this year, China's exports plunged around 1%, while imports witnessed a significant 15% drop. Authorities say the results demonstrate that China's economic structure is going through a transition.
出口下降主要是加工贸易下降，一般贸易仍然保持着增长。
The fall in China's exports is mostly found among labor-intensive enterprises engaged in processing the supply materials. Exports in machinery, on the contrary, continues to see a stable rise. For example, cell phone exports climbed around 15%, and exports of ship products rose over 6%.
Meanwhile, the figures also suggest a shift in China's export destinations. According to the Ministry of Commerce, countries along the One Belt, One Road witnessed a sharp increase in China's exports. Exports to India increased nearly 10%, Thailand by 16%, and Vietnam by 12%. On the contrary, Japan had witnessed an 11% drop in China's export and Hong Kong by 10%. This seems to be shaping choices made by domestic manufacturers.
中西部地区出口继续保持增势。
China's central and western regions are gaining advantage in exports. There is a 1.2% drop in exports from eastern coastal provinces and a 1.1% increase in central and western regions.
An unsettling fact for some is China's recent slump in the currency exchange rate. China's RMB fell by a record high of around 4% last week against the US dollar. The spokesperson was questioned whether it is an intentional action by Beijing to boost exports.
The
yuan's devaluation is a double-edged sword for China's trade. For labor-intensive exporters, it might be positive. But for many other companies engaged in imports or having foreign debts, this would increase their costs. The reason for the recent yuan's devaluation is China's adjustment of a technical mechanism called middle rate pricing mechanism. This reform would help improve the marketization of the yuan's exchange rate.
The Ministry of Commerce says the slow global economic recovery is adding to the uncertainty of China's international trade in the next half of the year. The country says it will maintain its current pace of reform and development and urges other countries to refrain from trade protectionism. Han Peng, CCTV, Beijing.